We have Elijah here with us doing the Paleozoic deck profile with the Frog engine and the Spellbook engine.
Fair warning, this is a budget version because we got no ashes, no evenly matched, which obviously you would play those. But starting out with the basic Frog engine, you always want 3 swaps because you always want to see a swap in your hand every single game. Best card in the deck. And then you have the dead draws, 3 Dupe Frog, and 2 Ronintoadin. You can play this at 3, but it's the absolute worst card in the deck to draw, so you never want to see it. So 2's fun. That's it for the frogs. Then 1 Maxx C, because Maxx C. Then the other engine you're running in the deck is Spellbooks. So you have the 2 blue boys, the 2 secrets, and the 2 knowledge. This card's awful to draw. Seeing any of the other ones is basically a pot of greed, and it thins the deck, so you search the others and then discard the blue boy to draw. So gets you there. And you can use Toad to get back the blue boy, which is really good. Then you have the other spells, Raigeki, 2 desires. This kind of sucks, because you never want to banish Ronintoadin, but you can't not play desires, so you play it anyways, and just hope you don't banish your frogs. And then main part of the deck, the Paleozoic traps. Run 2 Marella, because it's proactive, you can just play it and throw some Paleos in the grave to use with the other stuff. 3 of the good ones, Book of Moon, MST, probably the best one, and 3 Dinomischus. You can play 2 of these, because sometimes it's a dead draw, but I'm usually sending one off of the Marellas that I use, so you don't run into it too much. But yeah. So that's it for the Paleo. Solemn lineup, you play 1 Warning, 2 Strike. You can play 3 Strike, but you can't chain Paleos off of them because they're counter trap cards, so you want to see them not super often, but just enough to mess with your opponent. So then the chainable trap cards, things bringing back your Paleos. I run triple Anti-Spell Fragrence. Super good in the meta right now. People have to set their broken field spells that all the meta decks use, and then you can pop them pretty easily. Cards an auto win half the time. Triple Reckless Greed. Super generic, card draw, easy way to get out Paleos. Chainable, it's really good. And double Heavy Storm Duster. This again works with Anti-Spell Fragrence, same way the MST Paleo does. They have to set their cards, and then on the end phase you blow them up before they can use them. It's super good.
So if you had to take cards out for Ash Blossom and Evenly Matched, what would you take out?
Probably the 3 Anti-Spell, 2 Heavy Storm Dusters, and 1 of the Dinomischus, just to put in your 3 Ash, 3 Evenly Matched, because you would definitely main Evenly Matched in this. Card's too good. Alright, so that's all for the main deck. I'm going to go on to the extra deck first. So 3, Toadally Awesome, best card in the deck. You always make this. Like 99% of the time you're making this card. It's like the only card you make. The other cards are just tech cards pretty much, but it's the main boss of the deck. Get the Paleos. This guy comes up a bit. He can pop a thing on both turns, which is pretty good. This guy's super sick with Anti-Spell because he can search up your traps and then you can use them from your hand immediately, even though there's like an Anti-Spell out, which is pretty sick. Cursed Javelin. Good to get over boss monsters, negate effects. It does target though, which kind of sucks, but it gets over a lot of the boss monsters. So I run 1 number 45 Crumble logos, mostly for the Spiral matchup. It's pretty sick because if you target any of the Super Agent cards, they all say they're considered Super Agent, so all of their effects get negated because he negates 1 name of a card, and then all cards with the same name get negated while he's on the field, so it's pretty sick. Sky Cavalry, he's another out. This one doesn't target, so he's usually the best one. You just battle, discard, or detach, and then bounce the card back to hand, which is really good. And then going on to the Link monsters. This one's not budget, but I borrowed it from a friend. Shout out to James. replacements for this, you can just play a third of the Mistar Boy. But this card's super sick in Paleo. He's pretty easy to make with the Frog engine, and he's a win condition on his own. So if you run out of toads, this gets you there a lot of the time. And then Decode Talker, Proxy Dragon, Double Wing Spider. These are mostly here because Paleos are normal cards, technically. So you can make these with your Paleos to go into other plays, to get into your Borreload and stuff. Same with the Proxy Dragon. And that's all for the extra deck. We'll go on to the side deck here. Got your dimensional barriers. Good in the pendulum matchup. Invoked, stuff like that. And you can chain Paleos onto them, which is really nice. I run 2 Chaos Trapple. This is mostly for the... Gosh, what's Masterpiece?
True Draco.
Yeah, this is for the True Draco Master. Because if they summon Masterpiece with a trap card, you lose most of the time. But this can give you another out to that. I run 2 Mistake. This is good to side in against. This is super cheap and good to side in against Spirals, Trick Stars, Pendulums, most things. Because you never search the deck besides the Spellbook engine, so it doesn't actually hurt you at all. 1 Imperial to side in going first. You can use your spells and then just flip it on their turn, and it doesn't really hurt you at all, because you won't see many spells after your first turn. 2 Gameciel, just more outs to Masterpiece and Sleeper, stuff like that. 2 Floodgate Trapple. I side this in a lot. If you hit a monster in their extra monster zone, it can be like game ending, because they can't flip the monster back up ever. And then obviously they can't synchro or XC or link with it at all, so it's pretty sick. And it chains more Paleos. Double Storming Mirror Force. I put this in against Trick Stars fairly often. Just bouncing stuff back to hand's pretty nice. Or any heavy like synchro decks. Just putting stuff back to hand is good. You can run the Draining one instead, but it's only on direct attacks, which sucks. You want to be like protecting your Toad and stuff, so this one's pretty good. Then you have the 1 Dark Hole. It's Raigeki when you go second, so you play it. And then triple Cyclone, so you can out like the Iron Wall or anything else that floodgates you out. So, yep, that's everything. Thank you all so much.